Hey, what's going on, guys? Back with another video. If you guys saw the title, we are here with a draft league video. So a friend of mine, Joe, is in the Michael Their Best League, and he had some complications with the season, and he asked if I could take over the team and play for him this season. So, of course, I said yes. I thought it would be a fun opportunity. So yeah, let's get right into the team. I didn't draft any of these, but I still think the team is very good, and there's a lot of options with them. So first up, we have Iron Hands. Iron Hands is just like a super good bulky mon. It has so many sets you can run. Like obviously the classic VGC set is like something like Assault Vest with like fake out and some moves, right? But then you have some like really cool ones. Like it gets Swords Dance and Belly Drum, so it can set up like super nicely here. Additionally, like if you really want to, you can run like Iron Defense plus Body Press. The only downside is it doesn't really have an ability, and I don't have a way to set up Electric Terrain on the team, so you're not really getting that much use out of its ability, but its stats are just so good. So it's obviously worth the pick, Has just so many different fighting options. Has some really cool tech options with all the punching moves it can get. But yeah, that's Iron Hands. Next up is Landorus. Same thing. Has only really one side where you're running like Sheer Force plus like a Life Orb or maybe like a Choice Scarf or a Choice Specs even. But once again, this is just like a really solid overall mon. You can EV it in so many different ways. Like you can have it be fast if you really want to, and it hits like a really good speed tier, 168 here, or you can have it be like super bulky because like its stats are just like good all around. You could even, if you wanted to, go physical as well. Like that's a decent possibility here because it has a 125 attack stat. Like that's crazy to think about, is that you could run physical, and especially into something like a draft league where it's CTS and it's only open Terra. You could run that and definitely get away with it and have some really good success. It has like really good setup options, Nasty Plot, and then SD if you really want to run that. Has Sub, has Taunt, has a bunch of different options that you can run. And overall, it's just really solid duo to Iron Hands. And then third here is doing Arcanine. Kind of rounds out the team in a bit. You get Intimidate, which is always like super valuable in a draft league, right? There's only so many Intimidate mons that can go around, so having damage reduction and Intimidate is kind of huge. Its typing is also really unique, Fire Rock. It's just super good offensively, not as good defensively, but you can always tear it out. And then we have other mons to help support it in that regard. You can run like Flash Fire or even Rockhead if like it ends up being the best set because you have Head Smash, and like if you don't want to take the Rico, I used to take the crash damage, but take that type of damage. But it's just really good mon overall. Has some decent supporting options, right? You have Wisp if you really want to. Roar can heal itself up with Morning Sun, but mainly it's just gonna be a physical attacker, right? Stuff like Flare Blitz, Rock Slide, Head Smash. Extreme Speed is also always really nice, has some niche tech options if you really want to go for it. Once again, just a really good all-around mon here. The next was Sinisha, just a really good supporter here to help out with the team. Hospitality is just a great ability. You can even run it as a setup sweeper with Heat Proof, right? It gets Nasty Plot with Shadow Ball and Machigacha. It's not too shabby as a setup sweeper, to be honest with you. But the main niche is going to be that we're helping set up one of our sweepers, and then it has Hospitality. It has Trick Room to twist the dimensions. If you're going in something like a Dozo Geary, which is in the league, you can curse it down. And then it has Strength Sap if you just want to cripple physical attackers in like a 1v1 scenario. It has Scald, but mainly you're just going to be using that Machigacha and Shadow Ball. And yeah, Sinistra is also just like another really solid mon, I think. It's like typing wise, like the team is like super well rounded. Like there's no repeated types in the first 4, even 5 mons. There's like barely any repeated types on this entire team. Next up, another supporter is Grimmsnarl. Now Grimmsnarl can run Prankster, but it has like decent physical attack, and honestly you could run Frisk if you really wanted to. It's not that bad of an option. It has like a really deep move pool where I honestly think maybe once you could get off with running a physical set, because it has Fake Out, right? And then it has just so many different options like we see here. It has Spirit Break, has Play Rough, has Sucker Punch, Foul Play. It's just super nice, but mainly you're going to be using it as a support set, right? We have Fake Tears for Landorus. We You have Parting Shot for like pivots, which works really well with Sinistra, because then you can Parting Shot into the Sinistra, get the Hospitality boost after you set up the screens. Has Thunder Wave for speed control. You can trick a Lagging Tail onto anything, some Sword and Shield tech. You can trick really bad items on your opponent. But yeah, and then it has some like even more niche stuff if you really want to use it. Like it has Misty Terrain, which is decent. Torment's nice if you know a mon is going to be running a choice item, like a Dragonite or something like that. Has Scary Face for even more speed control if it's an electric type, or you just want even additional speed control, or you can like side Scary Face if your opponent has Trick Room. That's some tech right there. But yeah, overall just a really good supporter. Next is Milotic. Now Milotic has two really good abilities. It has Marvel Scale. If you're running against a team that is mainly physical attackers, Marvel Scale is just super good because you can throw something like a Flame Orb onto Milotic, and then you literally get a 1.5 defense boost, which is just absurd, considering just how bulky this mon is. And it kind of anchors the team, so now we have a Firewater Grass Core with a Milotic, Sinistra, and Arcanine. It's really good, especially just because we kind of need more special attackers around the team. It has like not that deep of a move pool, right? But Scald is just always really nice, that 30% burn chance. Has like stuff like Ice Beam, Icy Wind for support. You could run a Draining Kiss set, I guess, if you really wanted to. But yeah, besides that, like it has some decent support options. Has the Coil Hypnosis set, which is sometimes seen in VGC. Is a Haze Mon as well, which is good for shutting down other Mons that like to set up. Has Life Dew, and can also run screens as well if we don't want to bring Cribsnarl. Just also like a really good bulky special attacker, but also supports the team as well, right? Because the main idea is that we set up and sweep with something. Next is Orthworm. Orthworm, it kind of reinforces the idea that we're trying to set up and sweep. Has mainly it's like a main move that brings value Shed Tail, right? You Shed Tail and then you're behind a sub with something really good. Super high defense, and behind screens, like this mon will just eat any hit physically, essentially. Normally we're on like a Berry or Lefties or something like that. You have the standard like Iron Defense Body Press set, which is mainly what you're going to be using. Besides that, like there's not really anything necessary to run physically on this mon, right? You kind of only have that one set, but that one set is very good and very threatening and something that your opponent has to prepare for, and it's really hard with so much stuff in a draft league to prepare for every single thing. Which goes to the next mon or duo, actually, that's really hard to prepare for, is Coughing plus Slacking, right? Coughing, if like a mon just has some super broken abilities that we don't want them to have, you know, you just bring Coughing, neutralizing gas, and then you have Slacking, who's, you know, always wants to get a bypass it with Truant. It's just super good. Obviously, Coughing, you know, it's like a supporter. You just run like a Focus Sash on this, try to just survive as many turns as possible. Get stuff like Will-O-Wisp. It's a low tier mon, but it does what it's needed to. Destiny Bond's actually, I think, really cool, especially for running Sash. If you get one turn off Destiny Bond, they just can't kill that Coughing. Otherwise, they'll take out their own mon. And like, if you're taking out like one of their main attackers, like let's say someone has an Urshifu or something like that, and you're taking Coughing for Urshifu, that's just such a good trade, right? This mon has like no base stat. But yeah, Slacking's next. Kind of only really going to be pairing with Coughing here. All right. But just does huge damage. Obviously, like you have the Choice Band, Giga Impact, Body Press type of sets. Not too much to say. Like that's about all it's gonna ever be doing. Just because like that's its only niche here on the team. And that's kind of just what the back end of the team is. Just kind of trying to fill out holes. Last few mons just need to do certain roles on the team. Riolu's the same way. Prankster Mon can help set up the team. Has coaching for Orthworm or Iron Hands. Has other stuff. The pretty niches, like the team doesn't really have a way to deal with weather, and weather's really popular in draft leagues just because there's only so many to go around, and once one person has it, it's like not really worth drafting mons that revolve around weather. So yeah, Sunny Day and Rain Dance to override weather teams. You have Howl if you want to raise your allies' attack, but I guess coaching is technically better. Quick Guard's actually like super good in my opinion, right? Can stop fake outs, stop priority moves. And yeah, that's what the move does. But yeah, I think it's just like, as overall, it's like really good. But yeah, that's about Riolu does. It has some like pretty niche tech options, to be honest. Like, it has Circle Throw, I guess, if you really want to use it. It has Bulldoze for some synergy with Orthworm if you want to Earth Eater plus speed control. But besides that, you're mainly just using this mon, similar to Coughing. You throw a Sash, you throw an Eviolite on it, and you really just need to try to get value out of like 1 turn, 2 turns. But it has some really good value. Same thing with Yanma, right? It's speed boost. This team doesn't have the best speed control. It obviously has the Thunder Wave and Trick Room, right? But Yanma gives you another dimension just because you protect with speed boost, and then if they don't have anything faster, you can set up Tailwind. Also has Hypnosis as some good cheese. Demands respect, I would say, especially if you end up bringing it, right? Your opponent has to respect these options, otherwise they could get easily swept away if they aren't prepared properly. But and it actually does pretty decent damage. Don't get me wrong, it actually does decent damage if the mons you're hitting are like neutral or are weak specially, right? You have Air Slash for some cheese with flinches. Bug Buzz does like respectable damage, to be honest, like I said. But yeah, that's the team. Just want to do a quick rundown before we head into the first week here. I'm honestly really excited. I haven't played like a super serious VGC draft league like this in a while, especially when it's like format related. But yeah, there's a bunch of good players. First week we're playing Colin Hire, so we'll get right into that. Gotta play week 1 here. Gonna be a little quick since we have to play soon, but this is the team that I cooked up versus Colin. I've played versus Colin on stream before on top 8 of LA, so a little bit of history between us. Not that much though. He's a really good snow team with different modes, so I thought I'd cook up some cool techs. First, Grimmsnarl, just going to be a main supporter here. Spirit Break for his Galarian Moltres, as well as just to have some damage. And then Reflect and Light Screen as well with the Light Clay, just to get as many turns as possible. And then Thunder Wave for some speed control. And then next up, this is going to be our main Mon here, Iron Hands. We got a Belly Drum set. That's Terrifier. Since he has Gouging Fire, we don't want to be able to get burned by Burning Bulwark. And then we resist most of his main attackers. The only thing we don't is Ogerpon, but we're fast enough that after a Thunder Wave, we can just kill it after we get the Belly Drum up with the Drain Punch. Just super nice. And then Citrus Berry, just to get the recovery after we Belly Drum. And yeah. Next is Landorus. It's going to be Terrifier here, standard Life Orb, Sheer Force, but we have Earth Power, Sludge Bomb, Terra Blast. So we have that Terrifier, Terra Blast, and we'll explain why here in a second with Protect. Just want to go max modest, just do as much damage as possible. The Ogerpon's going to be really annoying, so having a Mon that can just take it off the board. Same thing with that Gouging Fire is really important. And then on the lead, if we lead it with Riolu here, which I'll explain in a bit, Terra Blast is going to be super good. Next up is Orthworm. So this is another attacker. So you might think it's a Shed Tail user, but in reality, I liked it more as just a raw attacker. It's lefties, so that way we can get healing, kind of like our Iron Hands. Terra Water instead of Terra Fire, just because I thought some diversity within like the Terras for our carry mons is nice. And then just Heavy Slam for good damage into Ninetales and Articuno. Body Press, Iron Defense Standard, and then Protect. The speed here also 1 point faster than Hands, just so we can do that T-Wave plus outspeeding his entire team stuff. And yeah, Sinistra is the next Mon here. We gave it a Yachi Berry just to live his ice moves. Standard set, Machigacha, Life Dew, Rage Powder, Trick Room, Terra Water. Hospitality just pairs super well with the team, right? We have 2 Mons that I just want to set up and sweep, and Hospitality is just going to let them do that. Rage Powder to direct stuff. Trick Room. That way we can change the modes if we don't want to break Grimmsnarl for our speed control. And then this one is slower than both Orthworm and Hands. That way we can Life Dew and Machigacha before they move, right? And then Terra Water, just because it's a really good defensive Terra into his team. And then the last mod here is Riolu. Focus Sash, just because we have nothing else. Eviolite's not really that good. Focus Sash we'd rather have. And then it's Terra Steel, just as a normal defensive Terra into his team. I didn't want to repeat too much Terras. And then we have Circle Throw, which I think is really nice into his King Gambit. And then also it pairs well, like there's a Mon that I don't want on the board, like let's say Ogerpon or Ninetales. We could just Circle Throw it out, and then it's just off the board. We have Bulldoze here for some good Earth Eater shenanigans. We'll heal 1/4. That's why we're Sash with Max Speed Jolly, is we can do some stuff with Earth Eater, plus also like some minor speed control, but it's mainly for Earth Eater. We have coaching. That way, if we want to leave like Earthworm Riolu or Riolu hands and we don't want to get the belly drum set up, we can coaching. And that's really nice. Gives us some extra defensive stacks as well. And then we have Sunny Day. Sunny Day is really nice because he has a snow mode. Also, it just is going to pair really well because Ogerpon's going to be really good into our hands here. Since he can Ivy Cudgel into our Terrifier hands. But with Sunny Day, you know, that's like powers can half, obviously. And then it pairs well with our Landorus because then we can go for Terrifier Terrablast, which just does huge damage into his entire team, right? And then Earth Power and Sludge Bomb cover everything else that you could have. So I just thought it was really good. The main idea of the team is that we have one of the Prankster Mons supporting one of our supporters, and then we have Sinistra and Landorus as like the cleanup pieces, obviously. So yeah, I think it's a really good team. We have some really cool techs, and I'm overall just excited for the first week just to see what the team is made of, you know? So I'll see you guys there. It's Open Terra, so I think that should work. Okay. He's Terra Psychic. Okay, a lot of these Terras seem doable. Oh, that's the wrong team. There we go. Let's do classic. Let's do the Chien-Pao theme. Okay. So the nicknames are just gonna be friends here. That is mine. All right. So, Gouging Fire, Ogerpon, Ninetales, King Gambit, Pheasantipity, and Slitherwing. Definitely interesting. I like our Orthoworm game plan for game 1, to be honest with you. I think it's super solid. I also like Iron Hands, so it's tough. You gotta pick one. I'm not really sure what Pheasantipity's doing. Maybe it's Disruption. So we have Yachiberry on Sinistra. So I think this is honestly just like a mode where we go a setup mon with Sinistra in the back, plus Lando. I think I want to do Iron Hands game 1. Seems really good. Plus that will get him maybe a bit afraid. He's not going to be expecting Iron Hands. And then I will go with Landorus and Sinistra in the back. Oh, maybe we don't do Landorus. I know I want Sinistra, but do we want Earthworm? Right? That is the main question. Do we want Earthworm or do we want Landorus? I think Landorus is going to be really good in like a non-Trick Room setting, right? But Earthworm's obviously going to be better in the Trick Room setting. I think we bring Lando just because he has Pheasantipity. Bit worried about that mon. But I think we'll be good. So I'll lock this. We should be all good to go. Okay. Ogerpon and Gouging Fire. So kind of what we wanted to see, right? We can set up a screen here. I honestly don't think we tear. There's no need to. He's gonna be booster. Let's see what booster he is. Booster speed. Okay. I don't think Gouging Fire. It doesn't get Wisp, but I'm curious what the port moves he gets beyond that, right? He could just be going for Howl stuff, which would be a bit annoying, obviously. So I think what I'll do is I'll set up Reflect turn 1, and we can just go for a Belly Drum. I think is like the best course of action here. And then the next turn we can start T-Waving stuff. But yeah, I think that's what I want to do. Reflect, and then just Belly Drum. See what he wants to do here. Definitely go for Howl. No protects on his end, which is completely fine. I think he might start going for Howls. Psychic Fang. Oh, that's really good tech. That's fine. He'll taunt. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad. So we will Belly Drum here. We will go down super low. We no longer have screens and we're taunted. But we heal back up here. And then I'm going to swap out to Sinistra and Protect. That way we can Rage Powder away anything from the Gouging Fire. and then we'll still have our attacks up. So we should still be good. And in the next turn, we can heal off the Ogre Pawn with the Rage Powder. So we'll take out Grimmsnarl. We'll swap in Sinistra. Screen Game Plan's not going to work as well as we wanted to. But yeah, we'll send in Sinistra. That will heal our Iron Hands back up. We'll be safe due to the Protect here. Yeah, we'll go for the Protect. I imagine it's going to be something like just a double up into hands. Would make a lot of sense. Yeah, Psychic Fangs plus a Cudgel, most likely. Yeah, so we'll see Psychic Fangs. Ooh, and he'll taunt Sinistra, so that's going to be really annoying for us. Definitely not what we wanted to see. That was a good plan on his end. So we can't Rage Powder or Life Dew. We might be dying here to that. I think we just kind of have to hope that we won't die to the double up and see how it goes from there. Yeah, we'll go for... He's kind of put us in a pickle here. I'll just go for Matcha Gotcha. Actually, I think we can conserve hands here. We'll go for Matcha Gotcha plus Drain Punch on the Ogre Pawn. We'll go for a Terra here. Fine by us. He's going to Terra the Ogre Pawn. He's going to be Gouging Fire. Interesting. Terra Psychic. Oh, he's going for a Terra Psychic. Psychic Fangs. Okay. That's fine. Matcha Gotcha will do more. Psychic Fangs probably will just kill our hands here. Ooh, it doesn't. Okay, so then Ivy Cudgel will. Which is good that we didn't Terra then. Hands goes down, right? Which obviously isn't the best, but he invested so much and revealed a lot of tech. So it's definitely not the end of the world here. We'll go for Matcha Gotcha. And then I'm going to swap in Landorus here. Now, I believe... it's going to be rough because we are cudgeled here. A bit annoying. And we're Terra Fire, so we're pinned by the cudgel. We don't have the sunny day. I think we could just maybe hope that we're faster. I imagine he's going to be Jolly here. Makes the most sense to me. I'm going to Matcha Gotcha and Protect just to scout what he wants to do. Actually, what we'll do is I'm going to swap in Grimmsnarl and Protect. Be a bit aggressive here. I think he'll go for Cudgel. If he makes the raid, then, you know, he might just be screwed from there. But hopefully he doesn't. I imagine it'll be some type of fire move into Sinistra, and then a Cudgel into Landorus here. He's gonna Howl. Makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I need to go for the Cudgel into Landorus. So we have Thunderwave options here for sure. We have some bulk, so we might be able to live like a +1 heat crash. So I think honestly I'll just go for a Thunderwave into Ogre Pawn and Sludge Bomb, but that's just really obvious. So I'm not really sure if that's the play. I think it comes down to this turn. We have to definitely make a read here. Because Landorus, I think, can easily sweep what he has in the back, right? So I think that's what I'll do. I'll go for Thunderwave plus Sludge Bomb, and we'll just see what type of text he has. We could Terra Fire. I actually think that's what we'll do here. I'll Terra Fire, because I don't think I'm going to be using the Terra on anything else. And that way, if he goes for a Fire move, we can resist it. Yeah, we'll go for the Terra here. We are Terra Fire on the Landorus. Can be super nice. And you go for the Spiky Shield. That is completely fair, yeah. Thunder Wave plus Sludge Bomb will go into the Ogre Pawn. That was well played by him. Maybe we should have been more aggressive. We go for Psychic Fangs into Landorus. Does half. Certainly is not good. What we can actually do here is Thunder Wave Ogre Pawn, then Thunder Wave Gouging Fire, and maybe do some shenanigans that way, right? Where he's full para'd, on both Mons, and maybe with some para hacks. And then we can swap in Sinisha here to live the next Psychic Fangs. So we get the Thunder Wave on Overcon here. Which is going to be good for us. And he goes for Psychic Fangs into Landorus. And then I imagine like maybe it's a taunt of some sort into the Ogerpon. Maybe Cudgel. Completely fine, right? We'll take some damage. I'm going to swap into Sinistra now and go for Sludge Bomb onto the Ogerpon. Just because we don't want to fully rely on the paras. Yeah, so we'll go for Sludge Bomb onto Ogerpon here. Hopefully, that should end up getting the KO just because we have Modest Max. And then we have Sinistra and Landorus versus whatever Mon's in the back. And honestly, like, it's bad, but I think it's still winnable. Maybe we could have gone for a Reflect there. But he's going for Psychic Fang, so I'm pretty sure that cuts through. So it would never mind. Reflect would have been a bad idea. So yeah, we're gonna swap in Sinistra here, go for the Sludge Bomb, right? And then we have Rage Powder plus whatever is in the back here. And Landorus should be faster than most of the Mons in the back. Sinistra comes in. It will heal us up. Nice, we'll eat that Hospitality. And then hopefully he doesn't get the Protect. Nice, so go for Psychic Fangs onto Landorus. +1, we live on 4, crucial. Sludge Bomb goes on to Ogerpon here, gets the KO. Which is going to be super nice. And then we have Grimmsnarl for T-Wave stuff. We can also play some Mind Games with the Gouging Fire here. Slitherwing. Interesting. So I think here I'm going to go for a Rage Powder. And then hopefully he's not Goggles. He's Terra Fire. So I'm not really sure what item he is. If he's Goggles and he goes for First Impression, you know, so be it. But I'm going to go for a Rage Powder plus Terra Blast into the Slitherwing here. I think it should end up getting the KO. And we should be faster. Almost certainly. Unless he's Jolly Max speed. So yeah, we'll go for that. We'll go for Rage Powder plus Terra Blast into the Slitherwing. And then if we die here, we can bring in Grimmsnarl. And then hopefully get some T-Wave shenanigans going. So yeah, we'll see Flare Blitz into the Sinistra. Take a bunch of recoil, which is going to be crucial. And then as long as he's not Choice Scarfed or anything like that, I'm pretty sure Landorus should be moving next. It is. Nice. And then hopefully this is enough to pick up the KO. It's not. He's just going to live on 1. Ooh, wait. Whoa. I'm losing HP? Am I not Sheer Force? Oh, it's not Sheer Force boosted. That is correct. That's why I'm losing HP. Okay. Oh my gosh. I thought I was eating something bad there. So yeah, I'll T-Wave Gouging Fire because, you know, maybe we learn some speeches that way. We'll miss. Just the way it is. But yeah, no, he obviously had a really good game plan for game 1, but now that we know it, we can certainly adapt and try to make some good game plans from there. Forgot that we had the recoil, so yeah. Terra Blast wasn't going to get us there. We end up losing game 1, but, you know, still a game 2 and a game 3. Definitely not out of it. I think Orthworm's a really good adjustment here for what he's bringing. He showed Psychic Fangs, Flare Blitz, Howl. Burning Bulwark could be there, but I'm certain that it probably isn't. I definitely like Orthworm here a lot. A lot. So I think I'm going to go with Orthworm. And T-Wave was nice, but the problem is he's pairing us on that first turn, which is really annoying. So yeah, I like Orthworm. Riolu's nice as well, just because we can get that immediate coaching boost on our Orthworm. And if he's not taunting, then we can Iron Defense as well. And then in the back, I think we bring Sinistra just because of that Rage Powder. But then it is kind of up to, like, what do we want as a last mod, right? I think Iron Hands works really well just because, like, Citrus is still really good. And if we can get the Gouging Fire down, we should be A-okay. But getting that Gouging Fire down is just going to be really hard because it's Terra Psychic. So we'll definitely have to fight for that. We can go for a Trick Room mode with the Orthworm once the Ogre Pawn's down. At that point, or we just have to do enough damage where it won't matter. I think for the last Mon, I'll go Landorus. It makes the most sense just because we want a Mon that's fast enough outside of all this, and we'll do big damage into his entire team. So yeah, let's see how this game 2 goes. I imagine it's gonna be hey, Pheasantipity in Ogre-Pawn. Interesting. So we shouldn't have the Terra here. Pheasantipity, Steel and Poison, right? Probably Toxic Chain, or if it's just trying to get some bad poisons, I would imagine. I think I'm just gonna go for a Heavy Slam. He's Cudgel, Spiky, and Taunt. So would he really be Follow Me? I don't think so. So I'm gonna go for Heavy Slam plus a Coaching onto our Earthworm. If he's Follow Me, then he's Follow Me. But we will see. No Follow Me, so yeah, that's gonna be good. We'll get the Coaching off. Our attack and defense will rise, and he's gonna Taunt. Perfect. We don't really care, right? Because we're not going for the Iron Defense. We're just going straight for attacks. Dazzling Gleam. We should be able to live this. Maybe we get Poison on Riolu. If so, then we can't get that second Coaching. But I think the effect will happen after all this, because then its ability will proc. Yeah, unfortunately, it will kill our Riolu, which means we only get the +1 stack. So it's a bit annoying. Heavy Slam into Pheasantipity, clean KO. So we're basically just trading Riolu for Pheasantipity, but we end up getting a boost. He doesn't really get much out of it. And we'll take our lefty's healing now. Riolu is going to faint. And then we have Landorus plus Sinistra in the back. So now, yeah, now I kind of want hands, just because the Riolu went down so early. But I think what I'll do is I will go with Sinistra here. He will send out Gouging Fire. And since we're slower, we can Terra Water here, and we should be fine. We're +1 defense, right? So we won't have to worry about too much. It just depends. Which one do we want to Terra? I think I honestly want to Terra Sinistra just because of that. The speed tiers are going to interact. He still has... We both still have Terra available. He has Gouging Fire, Ogre-Pawn, +1 in the back. And then we have Orthworm, Sinistra, and Landorus. I think getting Landorus and Trick Room versus these two is super nice. I think for this turn, though, I don't know if he has Spiky Shield. He has Spiky Shield, sorry. But we don't know what the last move is on Ogre-Pawn, and we're assuming that it's Bulwark on Gouging, obviously. I think what I'll do is Body Press Ogre-Pawn and go for Trick Room here. Well, he could taunt. So I'll Body Press and a Machagacha. How about that? He'll go for a Howl. Completely fine. He doesn't... we'll see if he goes for a taunt here. He might just... Yeah, he goes for the taunt. Nice. So we get the Body Press plus the Machagacha onto him. We get that read done properly. Should do really good damage here to the Ogre-Pawn. Actually, not that much. He's probably really bulky. Machagacha plus another Body Press should be able to end up getting the KO on him. Machagacha actually does a lot to Ogre-Pawn. It was a crit. That makes sense. And the burn. That's crucial. Thank you, Sinistra. That is very good. So now, I definitely want to Terra Earthworm. He could still Burning Bulwark this turn, but I think he's more likely to go for a Flare Blitz. All things considered. So I'm going to Terra plus Body Press into the Gouging Fire here. Just so that we're not eating like the super huge Flare Blitzes. I believe we're taunted for one more turn. Yeah, so we can go for Protects and Iron Defenses after this turn. So I'm going to go for the Body Press this turn, and then do we want Landorus or do we want to keep our Sinistra? I think I will try to keep... I think I'll try to keep Landorus. I think we want Landorus alive. So if we get burned by Bulwark, so be it. So we're going to go for the Terra on Earthworm here. He's burned on Ogerpon, which is really nice, and +1 on the other two. I imagine his only attacks on Gouging Fire are that Psychic Fang and the Flare Blitz. Yeah, go for the Flare Blitz and his Finish Shot. Take huge recoil here. The next turn we can double protect if he's not dying from burn. Crit, doesn't really matter. We're definitely not living +1 Flare Blitz. Just not going to be in the cards. He'll take a lot of recoil, which is going to be important for us. I imagine just an Ivy Cudgel, just because he wants to get crits going. Not going to do any damage there. Body Press into the Gouging Fire. Decent damage. No, not too shabby. We'll heal back up with our lefties. And we're just basically going to try to end game here with our Orthworm. So one more burn should take out the Ogerpon. We shook off the taunt. We can swap in Landers here. And just go for a double protect to make sure that Ogerpon faints here. Gouging Fire is super low. And he shouldn't really have any attacks to deal with us. Pheasantipity's gone. If he has Ninetales in the back, shouldn't be able to take care of our Earthworm. It just really shouldn't. It is not going to be able to do much into our Earthworm. Unless it's like an Encore set and he swaps it in this turn and then we get Encore locked. But even at that point then, right, we can Sludge Bomb it. And if it dies, then we'll be out of the lock. It's the only way I'm thinking that he can win this. He still has Terror available, so but it shouldn't really help him too much. Burning Bulwark. Hey, that's completely fine because then we can attack you next turn, right? And we're just going to stall it this turn here with a double protect. I imagine it's going to be a Cudgel into Landorus or Taunt into Orthworm, but we'll see what his last move is here. Maybe he reveals like a Horn Leech or something. This should be Cudgel. Completely fine. We'll get healing on Orthworm to go back up to full. Ogerpon will go down. We'll see what his last is. But yeah, Orthworm worked really well here. That'll be Slitherwing last. I don't think this should be able to take out my Orthworm here. We'll just go for a Body Press into Gouging Fire. Yeah, Body Press into Gouging, and we could... I don't think... Definitely want Gouging on because you don't want it to howl up. And then we'll Sludge Bomb the Slitherwing. Even if he gets a double protect on the with the Gouging here, I think we should still be fine. We could see what moves that Slitherwing has. He seems to like bringing it a lot, which is why I'm just interested in it. But given that he's Howl, I don't think it's going to be something like a special attacking set that would bring us Doom on our Orthworm here. Should go for Flare Blitz. That's fine. We live a +1 Flare Blitz. That's a good calc to see. Go for a Sludge Bomb. Does half. It's another calc to see. Another Flare Blitz. So yeah, it's indeed physical. Has a lot of fire moves here. And then we have another Body Press into Gouging Fire to get rid of it. And then Orthworm should be able to sweep up the Slitherwing here. He's probably just gonna go for a just another Flare Blitz, just not revealing the attack. But yeah, getting that Pheasantipity down was huge. Ooh, Wisp. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, that's his only Mon that has Wisp, so that's okay. Should end up being fine from that. Heavy Slam won't do too much. He has Burn Chip, but it's counteracted by lefties here in a second. So another Heavy Slam should be good here. CC, interesting. This is a lot of damage. But even a crit, he's dropping himself. So I think Heavy Slam should be able to get the KO here. Yeah, nice. Okay, that's huge. Orthworm is the GOAT. Still have to worry about some stuff. But we love Ortho. We love Orthworm. I think what I'm going to do here is go all in on the setup here. And instead of Riolu, I think I'm going to bring Earthworm on lead. That way I can go for T-Wave plus Iron Defense and just really get these stacks going where we just have huge defense and he can't break through. I think that's just going to be super important for us to deal damage here. Riolu's nice, but I'm not really sure how good it's going to end up being, especially if he beats something like Ogerpon plus Gouging Fire. I really think I need the T-Waves from Grimmsnarl here. So yeah, I'll bring Grimmsnarl and Orthworm. And then I think it's worth still bringing Landorus just because it's super good. And then Sinistcha as well. Iron Hands just has a really hard time fitting in here, especially since we now know it is that Burning Bulwark. A bit worried about just getting burned and bringing too much physical. He has Psychic Fangs, but you know, he should be fine. Not really sure what he's going to have to damage our water type here. So I think this is just really good. You can get T-Wave plus Iron Defense if he's going to lead the Ogerpon again. I imagine, I'm not really sure what the Pheasantipiti's head is because he went for a Gleam, but then it just died, right? And it wasn't Sash. So, not really sure what it is. Can Toxic Chain? I need to look this up. Can Toxic Chain Poison Steel types? I don't think so. I think it's only Corrosion. I'm gonna get clearance though. Slitherwing. So yeah, he's probably gonna want to go for that Wisp onto our Ortho, obviously. It's a bit annoying, to be honest with you. Really annoying. So I think what I'll do here, I don't think Spirit Break is killing, but it's doing a lot of damage. It's doing a bunch of damage. I'm actually gonna Thunder Wave. Thunder Wave the Gouging Fire first. No, because he can howl and then we want that. So we'll Thunder Wave Slitherwing and set up an Iron Defense. And we'll get the Terra going here. He has Flare Blitz and CC. So yeah, T-Wave plus Iron Defense. We just really want to get just like a maxed out defense here and try to win through that way with Sinistcha plus Landorus in the back. Thunder Wave will go into the Slitherwing, right? We can just spread Para all around the field, which should help us out a lot. Even if we get burned, you know, it's not the biggest deal in the world. Like Psychic Fangs, it's doing nothing. And then we're doubling our defense here. And then we'll just keep doubling over and over again. Even though like we're burned, our lefties just cancel out. It's not the biggest deal in the world, right? That's nothing right there. He's dropping his own defense, so we're completely fine against that, right? We'll eat our lefties here. And, you know, we could go for another one, but maybe at -3 Slitherwing's dying. I highly doubt it, though. -1 defense, +2 defense. Body press is still only doing 50%. Yeah. So still not doing the most. Obviously, we have to worry about crits and such, but I think Thunder Wave plus just another Iron Defense is going to be really good for us. The Wisp will suck, don't get me wrong. But I think what I'll actually do here is go for Thunder Wave. That way next turn I can go for Spirit Break plus a double attack into Slitherwing. I think that'll be really good, but we want the Thunder Wave on the Gouging Fire first. I'm going to protect here. Get some lefties healing back. Thunder Wave, we land into the Gouging Fire. We will be paralyzed. And he's full parried. Very good. Love you, Grimmsnarl. Heavy Flare Blitz into Grimmsnarl. That's going to end up being fine. He'll take some recoil here. As long as we end up not getting burned, I think we should be fine. Heal off our lefties. And then I think we go for a Spirit Break. Plus a... Looks like Heavy Slam's still going to do more. So yeah, Spirit Break plus Heavy Slam. If Grimmsnarl dies here, you know, that just is what it is at that point. Hopefully he doesn't. I'm really hoping he doesn't. Ah, that's unfortunate. So yeah, we're gonna need this para, hopefully. If we don't get it, just is what it is. Yeah, we can just set up more iron defenses at that point. Oh, we get the para. That is huge. Now that is huge. That's really huge. I'm thinking about getting really greedy here and setting up another iron defense. And I don't even know if it's that greedy. I don't even know if it's that greedy. Because we're +2 already, right? And he's not going to be doing damage into us. We can Earth Power the Gouging and that will take it out. I think we just played safe. Earth Power Gouging. Body Press Slither Wing. First making choices. A Burning Bulwark. So maybe we should have gotten greedy for that extra iron defense. Right? Because he has Ogre Pawn in the back now. But yeah. We'll go for a Body Press. Take out Slitherwing. Then we still have Sinisha in the back to deal damage here. His Pheasantipity, you know, will still be fine. We just need to honestly worry about taking out this Ogre Pawn before it gets rolling. And I think anything in the back we should still be fine against. That para on the Slitherwing was huge. Ninetales. Okay, Ninetales. We have Yachi Berry, so we should be fine there. He could Moonblast us, obviously. I think what I want to do here is protect. That way we'll get the most out of our Matcha Gacha. Or the Hospitality the next turn. Depending on what move he has here. And I want to lock myself into Body Press in case he's going for like something like an Encore. I imagine it's Sash here on the Ninetales since we just haven't seen it yet. But you never know. Actually, if it's Encore, we can Rage Pile the next turn. I'm going to go for Protect, and then we can just Heavy Slam the Ninetales here. He's going to Terra. He's going to Terra Ghost, interestingly enough. Okay. Maybe it is that Encore, and he's going to try to lock us into Body Press here. Even if he does, you know, it's not the worst thing in the world. Because the Blizzards won't be doing too much to us. It is Encore. Okay, like we expected. That is annoying, for sure. Gouging Fire can't move to this Parrot. And then we can't Body Press a Ninetales, obviously. We heal lefties here. That's annoying, but we can hopefully just not get burned here on the Gouging Fire. Could go for a Blizzard. I'm going to swap in Sinisha. We can eat Yachi Berry, and then maybe we live another one. That is going to be the hope. But maybe we sack. I'm going to sack Lando. Just because I think we'd rather just get the Trick Room up safe and sound. And then we're encored for 2 more turns. I'm just going to Body Press the Ninetales. I don't want to risk getting burnt. That would be just really bad for us here. So I'm just going to do this, because I think he'll just go for a Burning Bullet. Icy Wind. Interesting. We should die to this. Oh, we don't. Nice. It's going to be huge. Hopefully, we outspeed the Gouging Fire still. And if not, hopefully he gets parried. That's not good. Especially because he attacked there. You know, we could have gotten the Body Press into the Gouging Fire. But we do still have Sinisha. So it's definitely not over. We will heal up. The Encore will only last 1 more turn, right? So I'm going to swap in Sinisha. We'll heal back up to full. We have Yachi Berry. Plus Para chances. And we should be able to live a Flare Blitz even so. Right? So we will go for a Trick Room. Plus a Body Press into the Gouging. We're going to eat our Yachi Berry. So this shouldn't do too much. And hopefully we're just living Blitz. Or we're killing here. We'll see. Para. Okay, live Blitz. Sinisha, please. Yes, Sinisha. Oh, Sinisha's so good, guys. Sinisha is so good. Body Press. We'll get the Gouging down super low. Get the Trick Room up. Oh, we love you, Sinisha. We love you. We will heal back up with lefties. Encore ends. So I think we can go for I'm not sure if Matcha Gotcha will kill Gouging Fire, but I like Life Dew. Just to heal back up. Right. I guess it doesn't really matter all that much. We'll go Matcha Gotcha. I don't know if I'm healing up enough, because he still could have like Blizzard or something, right, on his side, where it's really doing all that much, you know? I think Matcha Gotcha, how much are we doing into Gouging Fire? Probably nothing. Okay, 6%. I think that's 6%. So you can go for Matcha Gotcha plus Heavy Slam. He's going to just protect. Okay, that's fine. I really hope Matcha Gotcha gets there in KOs then. If not, we could be in some trouble. But then we also still have pair chances. He could kill himself from Flare Blitz Recoil. Not the end of the world, all things considered. Sinistra, help me out here. One time. Ooh. That's not good. Flare Blitz, he'll die from Recoil. That sucks a little bit, but considering that we're still +2 defense, he still has one more mon in the back. I imagine it's Ogre Pawn, right? It's Pheasantipity. Still should be fine. We can keep ourselves locked in here to Heavy Slam. Or Body Press, rather, for Ogre Pawn, if it's Ogre Pawn. Is Ogre Pawn. So we have to decide here. I don't think the Ninetales can kill us, just because we have Protects. And I'm just going to Body Press into Ogre Pawn, just because we need the damage. We follow me. Nice. Okay, huge. We went for Body Press. That's going to be very good. Do about half. He's going to Encore us. That's fine. That's fine. Because we should be able to take out Ogre Pawn here. And then even though we're Encore locked, right, we still have Lefty's healing. And then once we're out of Encore, we only have so many Body Presses, right? Go for Spiky. We're going to take some recoil. So yeah, Spiky is his last move here. If he's going for Blizzards, you know, he's out of snow. He could be going for something like a Moonblast, I guess, as well. Yeah, Moonblast. Yeah, we're just taking too much damage from that now. It's unfortunate. So yeah, he's Moonblast, Encore, Icy Wind, Protect. I think that will probably just be the game. I mean, he gets the double Spiky. It doesn't really end up mattering all that much. I guess for KO stuffs. But yeah. We unfortunately lose. That was a really well played set. We both had really cool techs, so I'm not too bummed about it. You know, I think maybe some turns that we could have maximized better is that Encore turn. We could have got maybe if we killed Gouging Fire that turn, or if we got Gouging Fire out just even earlier, it would have been a lot better, obviously. But yeah, I mean, that just goes how it goes in draft sometimes. We got destroyed game 1, we brought it back game 2, and then he made the adjustment for game 3. But yeah, that'll be it for me, guys. Unfortunately, we couldn't get the win, but you know, next week, hopefully we do. Appreciate you guys watching all the way, and I'll see ya.